Welcome to yet another episode of the BWP series. This month we're talking about health. Why is health important? Because a healthy mind exists in a healthy body. We need to understand how to keep ourselves alive and safe. I'm here today with a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, Ram Wadhani, and he's actually in a very interesting field. I don't know if you remember from last year when we were engaging with Dr. Man, the chiropractor. If you don't, please go back to the BWP series channel on YouTube and go watch the series where we engaged with him. But today we're with Ram, and Ram is going to tell us a little bit about himself. Ram, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bob. It's good to see you.
So Ram, tell us a little bit about who you are and your background.
Graduated from National School from 5,000 system, 6 form appointments, got done with that, and A-levels were not that great. I think that particular year group, there was this huge fallout. So I took the SATs and went to do my undergrad, at Newport College, Decorah, Iowa, got my bachelor's degree in biological sciences with a focus more on molecular biology. Graduated from Newport College in 2003, and I joined a research laboratory at the University of Iowa, which is a Big Ten college, and worked as a research assistant or associate, if you may, in the field of molecular biology under the direction of Dr. Lin and Jenny. Both of them very prominent molecular biologists. Jenny managed Dr. Lin's lab. And what was actually unique about it was that Dr. Lin was trained by Dr. James Watson. And Dr. James Watson, some of you might know, some of you might not, but he and Francis Crick discovered the model of DNA, the structure of DNA in the 50s. That got them the Nobel Prize. Their work has set the foundation upon everything that we know about DNA today. And his wife, Jenny, who actually trained me on a daily basis, worked under Barbara McClintock. She also got the Nobel Prize for medicine, I think in the early 80s, for the discovery of transposons, that were jumping genes that can jump from one part of the genome to another. Having gotten done with that, I joined the immunology program at the University of Iowa. I was still young at the time, I'd say maybe about 26, but it was very dense. It was a very mystical system, and I wasn't getting a good grasp of it. So I took off and said, let me get into a research laboratory that was immunology oriented. And from there, I found a laboratory which was being directed by a fetal surgeon. His name was Dr. Eamon Sharman. And his thing was fetal therapy. Not only did he correct congenital defects in unborn children. Congenital defects, I mean defects that are there before birth, so that when the child is delivered, it continues in life. You've heard of the hole in heart. Yeah, these are congenital defects. Another defect is that starts while in the fetus is sickle cell. So Dr. Sharman's research focus is using stem cells to correct these defects while the child is still in utero, meaning still in the womb during the first trimester, so that by the time the child is delivered, he or she is cured of the disease. And
These sound like breakthrough type of research, but let's do this. Let's go back to the basics.
Right.
What field would you say you're in?
It's immunology.
Immunology.
Yes.
And this is part of biotechnology, or you use biotechnology to support the work that goes on in this area?
That's a great question. So biotechnology is actually an umbrella term that talks of innovative tools and methodologies that are used to solve complex problems in the field of medicine.
Okay.
You can employ biotechnology in vaccine development, biotechnology in development of monoclonal antibodies for treatment against cancer.
Okay.
So immunology applications fall under the realm of biotechnology. So it's a great area.
Beautiful. So what exactly is immunology?
Immunology, in part, is the study, it's an experimental discipline, and is the study of how the immune system protects us from disease, while at the same time enabling us to be tolerant to ourselves. Now, I'll go a little back into historical context. The immune system has always been known. Actually, in the 5th century BC, Greek historian Thucydides made mention of a thing called a plague. And he said that people who had been exposed to the plague before became resistant to subsequent plagues, but no one knew what the immune system was. And that first exposure was a form of vaccination. Even before then, we had the Chinese were known to take drying powder of the skin lesions of people who had smallpox and give them to kids to inhale this powder. And it was a form of vaccination.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was even before the 5th century. But then modern immunology took off when Edward Jenner discovered that milkmaids, the maids who used to milk cattle, for the milk, contracted what's called cowpox. But then these milkmaids who had contracted cowpox and survived were resistant to smallpox.
Wow.
So he figured that they had got the cowpox, therefore there was something in the cowpox that protected them from smallpox. So what he did was that he took someone who was infected with cowpox, and the parts of the pussy, like a ball, and he injected it into an 8-year-old boy.
Wow.
Then he went on to inject the boy with smallpox. That's when after the boy kind of recovered, but the boy never contracted smallpox. So that formed the first principle of vaccination.
Wow, that's a dangerous experiment.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
not happening these days.
Well, fellas, we have an exciting lineup for you. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about autoimmune system, or is it autoimmunity?
Yes, autoimmunity.
Autoimmunity, which is basically the condition where your immune system is fighting against itself. If you don't know what the immune system is, you may want to consider reading more about it. We'll be bringing you exciting tidbits in the area that Ram is familiar with, which is around immunology. Stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow.